going on? It's the RapNerd, and I've seen so many videos and people discussing this. I just wanted to throw my own 2 cents in there about Superman and what people feel is the overwhelming hate for the movies. You know, the trailers and all of that. So let me start by saying that I am a super Zack Snyder fan. I love all of his films, not just the DC ones. And I'm not a Looney Tune crazy that thinks that nothing outside of him is good. I watch everything. I support everything. But again, I'm a super fan of Snyder. So this is kind of where my 2 cents comes from for the folks who are a fan of Superman, the movie, and looking forward to it. And I just want to offer some advice from being on the other side of what you're experiencing now. And I'll also preface this by saying that I am looking forward to Superman. When I saw the IMAX trailer, you know, but when I went to go see Minecraft, it almost brought me to tears because of how powerful it was edited. I loved that moment of the score building with the people chanting Superman. I thought that was extremely powerful, and it hit me in the feels, and I am very excited to see that film. So now let's get to what we were talking about. Some advice to the Gunn fans as a Snyder fan. One, y'all have to learn to ignore and endure. I love Man of Steel and BVS, and when they first released, they were getting their blocks knocked off by everybody. Nobody had anything good to say, and I just felt like I was the only person in the room online when I used to look at reviews and reactions to the film. It was just crazy. I'm like, wow, what the heck is going on? How are people feeling this way about the movie? I think it's great. But you gotta ignore that, bro. Especially in the day and age where we are now, I feel like part of the transition to the way online is taken seriously now has changed quite a bit. Back then, the online uproar was so much of a thing that it made a studio change their plans. But I don't think things work like that anymore. We've seen now that the box office means more than any of that shit. I mean, based on like Venom, the first Venom was received poorly, but went on to make what, 700 million. So it goes to my next point that the internet is not a real place. Anybody who's made an account to just hate on one particular thing, not real. They don't add anything to what's going on in real life. The box office is still there, and regardless of what anybody says, if Superman does well, none of the quote-unquote hate fucking matters. So don't pay attention. And I'm saying that paying attention because these constant videos of seeing folks talk about the overhaul and hate, all it's gonna do is create more hate. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, these Snyder cultists that y'all like to call, you know, the Snyder Bros, who think Zack is the new coming Jesus, they're not gonna stop. This is gonna continue the entire DCU. So it's best to just not address it and just keep it moving. And again, this comes from experience. It's the same way. You know, I feel like the shoe has switched, and that's the reason why you see some of the Snyder crazies doing what they're doing, because this is their opportunity to be exactly what Snyder fans received when Man of Steel, BVS were released. Nothing but hate. They're gonna be visceral with it. So it's up to y'all to not pay it attention and just allow it to rock. Straight up, it's not gonna change anything. And you know, the other side of that is, people saying that overwhelming hate. I don't agree at all with that shit either. I'm like, just because there's an online community that's talking shit and hating on any and everything that has to do with this movie, that does not speak for the rest of online. Like, get off of Twitter and go other places and look for actual real reactions. Hell, even on Twitter, there was a massive amount of love. Like, you can't focus on what the small hatred is towards something that you love. You can't do that, man. It's not as overwhelming as I think a lot of folks are making it seem, and this is what kind of made me this is what kind of made me want to dump my thoughts on this as I was running errands, because I'm seeing a YouTube accounts who I'm subscribed to and I like make these messages about the hate online is weird. And I think that that's like not true. And also, again, the shoes on the other foot. a lot of these same accounts that are saying this didn't give that type of grace to Man of Steel or Batman v Superman. They were part of the issue of hammering it when, you know, everyone else was dogpiling it. So to come out and say like, hey guys, let's wait for the movie to release. Hey guys, let's stop the hate and stop nitpicking and blah 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 blah. They did the same thing when Snyder films released as well. And I think that's just so hypocritical, in my honest opinion. And again, you can do what you want to do. That's the last part of it, is you can't tell people how to feel about something. If people don't like something, they have the right to not like it. If they love it, you can't tell them they shouldn't love it, you know what I mean? That's what makes art what it is. Some people are going to like it, some people aren't going to like it, some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it. Period. Because with this film, there are things that I still don't really like, but I also have things that I really love about it too, and I think that that's fair. I'm personally not going to go online and express any of it, you know, just because, one, I have a massive respect for art itself, and you're never going to hear me just go in on anybody. I think that people who do that aren't really fans of art, because if you respected art, you wouldn't talk about a director the way you talk about them. You wouldn't talk about a writer the way you talk about them. Again, critique and just straight up trying to annihilate somebody's character are two different things, and you'll never see me doing that, ever, period. Even when I don't like stuff, I try to still keep it light, because I know making a movie is a difficult thing. It's not something that you just get up and do. So I try to be respectful. And again, not everybody feels that way, but that's just me. But again, people have the right to feel how they feel. So I don't like that as well, trying to weaponize people's opinions like they're wrong and they can't say anything, or I don't agree with that either. And going back to my point, this movie's not getting a lot of hate, fam. Like, you can't tell me if a trailer that's almost got 50 million views and millions of likes is getting overwhelming hate. I we gotta stop doing that here and just support it. I don't see the need to, like, you know, address the quote unquote overall hatred. Again, if you love it, you love it. Don't support negativity. That's how negativity dies, when you just leave it alone. And that also goes to, like, the fellow Snyder fans too. Ignore the people who are using Superman as a way to, like, slam dunk on Snyder's movies, because I've seen that too. I've seen people going like, oh no, this is the real Superman now. Oh man, this is the real Superman. It's like, bro, Man of Steel released almost a decade ago, and the same with BVS. Like, we have a new universe. They always tell Snyder fans to move on, you know, which I feel like a lot of us have. Real ones, let me say, real Snyder fans. I'm not talking about the people who latch on to, you know, what was and still want, like, the shit to be restored. I think that those folks are kind of crazy. It's not happening, and I'm cool with it not happening as well. I'm on to better things. I'm on to seeing what Zack's gonna do now. But you can't tell those folks move on and then actively dump on the old stuff, and then you're also not moving on either. So ignore hate, keep it pushing. If you like what you like it. You love it, you love it. The hate's gonna come with anything, period. And I personally don't even think it's that crazy. Go outside and talk to people about Superman. Go to other social media platforms and talk about Superman, and the energy is different than what you see on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever social media, man. So just some advice from a Snyder fan who had to endure all of this while the movies were actively out and still loving them. Ignore and endure. Love what you love, man. Don't let nobody take away the light you have or something. I'm looking forward to Superman. Looking forward to Snyder's movie with UFC, I believe. I'm going to watch every DCU movie. I love this art, and will continue to support, because I'm a fan of the art, the characters, and just the lens and artistic nature of what film is. So leave your comments below what you think about it, of course, and try to keep it toxic levels down, because anytime I talk about Zack Snyder, I've noticed on my YouTube and, you know, Twitter that hate comes with that, and I'm expecting it. So I'm not mad if anybody wants to come here and say, fuck you, you're a Snyder cultist. People are gonna say what they want to say, but I want to have a, you know, decent, respectful conversation if possible. And if you like this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe, and if you already are subscribed, thank you, and until next time, peace. RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy. Instead of banking on it, now rapping is just a hobby.